Hi, this is Randy Finney with the Right Side of the Chart, and today is Monday, July 17th, 2017. It's a little before 1 o'clock Eastern Time, and I just wanted to do another video on the cannabis sector. Anybody that's followed the site for a while, you'll know I jump around from a particular sector, a stock, commodity, might be gold and the mining stocks, where I'm all over those doing updates and videos, periodically throughout the day for days or weeks on end. And then if that sector grinds around and the charts just aren't very clear, I get away from it and I'll do updates as requested or if I see anything. For a while there, the cannabis stocks were, in a corrective phase following the big run up they had last year and some of them early into 2017. And, just in recent weeks, I started focusing on these again. And today what I'm seeing, I'm doing this video because this is what I like to see. This is my cannabis watch list. I've showed you guys this before. I have 40 stocks total on there. You can see most of the 40 are up right now, trading positive. This column here is percentage change. And you can also see I have a volume buzz column here that just shows which ones are taken above average volume. Now, the point I'm trying to make here is cannabis stocks, like some other sectors, gold, for example, gold mining stocks, I know shipping stocks are similar. There are certain sectors where there's a very high correlation, birds of a feather flock together, and what happens, they're momentum sectors, the ones I just mentioned, gold mining stocks, shipping, and certain other sectors. And they tend to, the stocks within those sectors, those momentum sectors, tend to have a very high correlation. Once the momentum players get in, that's when you want to hit these things, and the moves go fast. So that's why I'm doing a lot of these videos. So as you can see today, the vast majority of these stocks are trading up. Many of those double digit gains on the day and on high volume. So that means whether it lasts or not, as of now, the momentum players are certainly in this sector. And there's been a lot of money to be made lately. I'll just go through an order. I had them sorted earlier by percentage gains, so really no particular order other than that. Here's DEWM. I've covered it many times. I just put up a link to some information within the trading room on this yesterday. I started a new group within the trading room dedicated solely to the cannabis stocks. So if you're a gold member or a free trial member, go in there and check that out. That'll make it a little easier to quickly find the most recent updates. And because of the speculative nature of these stocks, it's a fledgling industry. A lot of these stocks have very questionable fundamentals. Most of them are penny stocks, not all, but most. Therefore, they're usually going to be unofficial trade ideas, and the majority of these will be posted in the trading room. If any really stand out, they'll make it on the front page. I also put these videos out on the front page for the silver members to access, so you can see. And my recommendation is just to replicate these charts. If you like any of these stocks, if you have questions, let me know. I'll be glad to follow up or give you a screenshot of a chart. And just remember, I use a log scaling on almost all my charts, particularly the daily time frames, even 60 minutes or longer. If you use an arithmetic scaling, the chart is completely different. Let me just give you another example. Here's a stock that's run up quite a bit. Let me just show you, for example, NVIDIA. Let's pull a weekly chart up here. Okay, this is a weekly chart of NVIDIA, and it shows, I'm using a log scaling, shows the price. You can see the corrections. Now, if I go to an arithmetic scaling, look at that. It's a completely different chart. It flattens out prices and then shows this huge run up here, and it doesn't give a true picture of the stock, in my opinion. By going to log scaling, you get a better gauge, because log scaling just puts the price moves in percentage terms, not dollar terms. So a move from 20 to 40 is a 50% increase, of course, in any way you cut it. But when you use a log scaling, it just doesn't give an accurate picture of the stock, especially as the stock gets higher in price. You have a stock that was as low as $10 on this scale, all the way up to about $170. So with the cannabis stocks, because of the big move, I feel it is absolutely critical to use log scaling. So just an FYI there. Okay, let's see. DEWM, let's go back to the daily chart and I'll run through these quick. All right, I've talked on this enough. It's already broken out to new highs. I believe it's taken out, or no, it still has to come up. It had an all-time high back in 2014. And again, check out the article I put in the trading room. It talked about share buybacks. They're reducing the float on this one. They have the same float they did back here, or I'm sorry, maybe even a smaller float. Again, there's a nice article that makes a fundamental case for this stock. And that's one of many, and it's a very low price stock. It's only selling at a penny and a half. So as with all of these stocks, do your own due diligence and don't put any more in any one stock than you're willing to lose, especially the low price penny stocks. All right, that one still looks good. You know, would I chase it here? Go back to DEWM. I already own a position, and I don't need to add because I was in down here. I think stock's up 700 or something %. So even though I put a relatively small amount, I have a pretty sizable position now, but it's all gains, and I'll ratchet. I'll periodically raise my stops on this one. I watch these day to day, so I don't have standing stops. I keep a close eye on them, but if you're a part-time trader, stops are a must, especially if you're not in front of the computer all the time. MCOA, I'll mention this one. Nice breakout so far. Look at the impulsive move. It broke out of this downtrend line, had a big move up to that first price target, pulled back. You can see the candle right there. Look at that long candle, and then powered back up today, up 36% today. That's resistance. Next target is up there around 0.0417, so call it 4 cents, and then it may work its way up here if the momentum continues. That's about 5.8 cents there. So that one looks good because it just recently broke out. Nice volume. If you make it out down here, I have the volume bars somewhat muted down in color. I like to keep my charts pretty simple. I don't want too many moving parts, but there's the volume bars. CNBX I like as well. And downtrend line. We had this primary downtrend line here. Formed a price channel here. We had a breakout, came in for a near back test, and I put a parallel downtrend line and was captured those reaction highs pretty well. Broke above that, broke above the price resistance. This one was posted several times recently in the trading room and in the videos, and nice follow through today so far, up almost 27%. One line should be added here. You always want to look at any previous reaction highs as a potential resistance level. This one also comes in with some reactions there, reactions here. So I would be remiss not to have that line, which I've now added. That's around 131, give or take, 130 level. And we're a little bit above it now, but keep in mind, I talk about this a lot. These are high-flying stocks, and they tend to experience what I call momentum-fueled overshoots. So when you have a stock up 30-something %. Sometimes it'll pierce through a resistance level intraday, but you want to see how it reacts. Just because it's trading above there now, technically it's a breakout, but in my book it's not a breakout until we either power impulsively through there. You can see the stocks come back in a little bit. See how it's forming a wick here on the candle. That means it went up. It's coming back in, and so this is resistance. This is a target. It may need to consolidate there, but again, if the momentum continues in these sectors, don't even go off overbought, what you think is overbought. If you look at these stocks in the past, this thing from here was up at this point 50%, at this point 250%, kept going. It didn't stop till it was up over 3,000%. From this run here, similar story, it went up about 1,000%. So I'm just trying to put things in perspective. If you think a roughly 80% run in just about a week or so is overbought and you don't want to chase it, you have to look at these things a different way. It all depends. Again, it's almost like a game of musical chairs. But while the music's playing, meaning the momentum players are in the stock, that's when you want to engage this sector. PPO is still pointing up. The RSI is pointing up. As I said, oversold. Can and often does become much more oversold. Traditionally or typically the 80 level, that's red line, is what is considered overbought. If you're trading AT&T or Walmart and you're getting at that 70 level, I'm sorry, I might have said 80, 70 level, then you maybe be a little concerned, especially if the stock has a history of falling back once it touches that level. And as I say, all these indicators are different with every stock. So these guys become very overbought. It's not unusual. We've seen this stock hit levels of, what is that, almost 98. I have it 95. The RSI is bounded by 100 to the upside and 0 on the downside, but these stocks will push the limits. So just enough said there. This one has plenty of room to go, but you have to, look at how it acts on each of these resistance levels. And most importantly, I think the key to trading these is watch the sector. When you see movement in the sector, all of a sudden, the boards out there and, you know, on the internet start picking up, traders jump in. It's a momentum sector. That's it. So play that momentum. If you're not sure, you know, where to take profits, and you get into a stock like this, you know, I pointed it out before the breakout. I pointed it out as the breakout was occurring and afterwards the other day when we had a clear move above that 96-cent level. So you're in, let's say, around 95 or so. You can put a stop at break even now and let it run. That way you don't have to worry about booking profits too early. Or as and if it clears each level, let's say it's going to consolidate here or maybe not. Once it breaks above that, that should become support. So around 130 or so is support. You know, if it comes back in to test it, it may overshoot it a bit. So maybe a stop around 127 or so. Again, it all depends on how much room you're willing to give these and let your profits run. EAPH, same story, rising wedge breakout, beautiful pattern here. You know, there was nice support. You can see how well defined this support level is, this line. You look at all the reactions to the left and to the, you know, back here to the left from below and from above. Doesn't get much better than that. And then you had the breakout, back tested that support level, and then ripped up. And, you know, it's been a nice run from low to high, about 60%. And now it's clearly taken out. See, here's one where you had a resistance level here. Well defined. You can see that line, all the reactions. And notice that's where we stopped yesterday, or Monday, Friday, I should say. Today's Monday. Today now, it's powered up impulsively above there. So I think it's safe to say, even though the day's not over, that that level has now been cleared. So there's an example. We stopped at the resistance level, which was a target, but we've continued on. There's follow through today. The stock is trading well above that level, and barring a strong reversal into the close and a move back below that level, looks good. Maybe it comes back in soon and back tests that level. Resistance, once broken, becomes support, so you could go long there. And I should tell you that level is at 0.0249, so 2.5 cents. So any pullback to that level with a stop somewhat below would be objective, and this would be your next price target. That's not super well defined, but yeah, that would be my next target, around 3 cents, somewhere in there. And there's some levels from there. If this thing keeps going, I'll have to add some more lines. Remember, these previous highs, this is when the sector is really going to look good. Once these previous highs from 2016 or 2017 are taken out, and again, taken out in the majority of these stocks, then we may see the next advance, big advance. GRNH, was it this one? No, it was another. Maybe it was this one. A couple. I pointed one out in the trading room today, but I like this one. Here's one that really hasn't run yet. I mean, it had a nice pop off the bottom, but you can see a well-defined downtrend line. It recently tagged this support level, well-defined support. A lot of reactions here, and here's the targets. They're numbered, so just screenshot this chart. Tried to poke its head above that level and failed. So you want to see a break above this downtrend line, or that today's high. Today's reaction high was about 0.0534 so far. Look for it to take that level out, and then any or all of these are targets. I think this one would probably head up to that 7.8 cent level. ENRT, okay, it's at support. You can see some support here. It's floundered through the support a little bit, and you could probably add a line. This is thinly traded. You can look at those candlesticks and see how they're a little bit funky, and that just means that's a thinly traded stock. But then again, that hasn't stopped a lot of these companies, so there's a potential breakout above this downtrend line, and that would bring us up here to the 0.0684 level. And I had a line there before. I may need to adjust that line a little bit. I'll give you a number, about 9 cents roughly. TRTC, I pointed this one out here, broke out and has just ripped since the breakout, and that was just a few weeks ago, and there's a 95% gain, so near double on your money. Some of these lines I haven't updated since the, a few months back, or even late 2016. So I'm going to tell you right now, this is a pretty significant resistance level. Let's color it yellow to have it stand out. Give you the level, about 33 cents. We almost hit that. Effectively, that's close enough. We may get one more thrust up there, but if you were able to catch this one here, it might be prudent to take some profits there, unless, again, you're in for the long run. You want to set your stops to, protect profits. You can do that. Otherwise, a swing trader might want to book some profits either around this 33-cent level and maybe look to buy on a pullback. ATTBF, this one hasn't gone yet. So again, in this video, I'm showing you some that have already ripped quite a bit. I'm covering those because they were already highlighted in recent weeks. So the point there might be to take some profits, but then here's some other ones. If this momentum continues, I'm showing you quite a few that haven't broken out. Here's one, really nice chart. This one's at support. You can see numerous reactions here. You can see reactions going back here. It's a support zone. There might even be a few reactions to the left of the chart. Numerous reactions here. For months it bounced off this about 10-cent level and recently found support there as well. It's starting to just barely poke its head through here. And, I don't see a whole lot of resistance until we get up to this level here. Wrong drawing tool. Let me just give you that level. That's about 19 cents, a little below. And remember, I like to take profits below an actual resistance level, slightly below. And that's not even a super well-defined level. There is a reaction there. I think this one, my target personally is around this 28-cent level. You have those two previous reaction highs. And I would expect if we get up there, probably have a reaction there. Again, it depends on what the rest of the stocks are doing. And then ultimately maybe a breakout, and that one could run. So there's one with a lot of promise. And do a couple more. There's so many. I don't want these videos to go too long. Here's CNAB, United Cannabis. There's a downtrend line, a breakout, came in, made a perfect back test right here, and has since been moving higher. You could draw an additional downtrend line right here, which it's just now starting to poke through. Let's try to draw it like this, capture as many reaction highs as we can. Yeah, I like that. So here's one. Breakout back test of the primary downtrend line, put up a secondary downtrend line. It's breaking out today. I'd probably tweak these targets. I do see some resistance around there. And let's take, I like that line there. Let me give you another line right there. An additional level, about 110. There's a near-term price target, and it may push all the way up there to about the 134 level. MCIG, beautiful bullish falling wedge breakout. Since that breakout in just about not even a week, it's gone up 32%. Maybe a little bit of resistance coming up here. You can see some reactions, but I like this one up here at about this level here. There's a resistance zone, target zone, comes in, starts around 32 cents, goes up to about 34. So 32 to 34, that would be the swing target. We may get a reaction here, maybe not. Again, it depends on the momentum. MJNV, Pharmacan Capital. And I drew the other day in a video a bullish pennant. We had a downtrend line, a breakout, an impulsive move, a little pennant action there, and now it's broken out of that pennant. So your first target is up there around 246. Next target is up here around 343. And I think I'll stop it here just to keep this video under 20 minutes. Again, it's not going over my favorites. There's so many names out there. OGRMF, downtrend line breakout. So again, the common theme is there is definitely momentum in the sector. On top of that, we have a lot of stocks just recently breaking out and acting the way they should on a breakout. There are breakouts on low volume. Those are more subject to fail. Then what you want to see on a breakout, and what I've seen here on almost all of these stocks, is volume expansion. You zoom down here, you can see the day we're only a little more than halfway through in the trading session, but it's already above average volume, and that's what you want to see. So I'm seeing everything that I want to see in the cannabis stocks to engage that sector. Aggressive depending on your, assuming these stocks even fit your risk tolerance and your objectives. I'm seeing the majority of the stocks moving. They're all breaking out around the same time. Those that haven't broke out are set up in bullish formations. There's well-defined downtrend lines, resistance levels, and again, this is when you want to trade these things if that's what you're going to do. I'll follow up if any stand out, that I haven't covered in this video. I'll post those in the trading room, maybe another video on the front page. And of course, again, if you're a member of the site and you have any questions, just drop me a line. I'll be glad to answer those for you. This has been Randy Finney with Right Side of the Chart. Hope you enjoyed it.